All right, we got a big stack of comics. I might have to split this into two episodes, but we'll see how fast we can get through these because I don't remember much of them. I've been reading them over the last week or so and just setting them aside, and didn't realize the stack was getting pretty big, so I figured I better check it out and see what's up. But we have Died Hard, kind of a fun rabbit parody of the movie Die Hard. And it's definitely got those style events happening throughout here. But this is issue 2. And we see our rabbit friend and his little kid that's helping him out, trying to save her father that's been taken by this evil corporation and is trapped. And our rabbit is going through taking out the bad guys while the girl sits in the office, or not the office, but the controller room, and she finds a book and reads about everything, learns how to do all the things in the controller room, how to control things on their computer system and security systems, and she finds some fun ways to take out some characters herself. It gets very gory, and yeah, there's body parts everywhere and people going down left and right. But it's if you like the Die Hard movies, you'd love this. Lots of different great covers on this one for every issue, and it's through Keen Spot Entertainment. We got Rob Potsy Potchak is the creator, writer, and editor, and art by Jay Hammond, who was also on our Crimson Color Comic Club. So you can go back to that creator interview with him. That was probably about a year and a half ago or so. And letters by Micah Myers. But yeah, you like Die Hard? Here's a fun parody that you may want to get your hands on. We got Epitaphs from the Abyss. We got, looks like number 8 and number 9 here. Number 9, number 9, number 9. Old glasses out. Our old eyes can't handle it. Plus, it's dark in here. Looks bright to you, but I'm actually sitting in the dark. My computer highlights the little bit of light there is. So, we got Yellow Smoke by Stephanie Phillips, Valeria Berzo, and Naki Aspia. This one has horror story where a gal is, and this is our narrator character, our gravedigger, but she enters this house for the first time and happens to find out that the house is kind of alive. And she has to deal with all kinds of stuff happening that she's seen, but other people aren't seeing, and she's freaking out about it and wants to do something. Get rid of the evil entity, and you'll have to read all these to find out because they're short ones. We got The Honking by Brendan Hay, PJ Holden, and John McCree, with Ellie Wright as the colorist. And in this one, you have a character that went to a flea market and bought a clown picture, and his girlfriend's not too happy about it, but they keep hearing honking and stuff, and it's the clown nose style honking, and things, all kinds of twists and turns where basically the clown in the picture comes to life, and they have to deal with what's going on because of it. And then we got the main character by Joshua Hale Falkov, Andrea Sorrentino, and Michelle Madsen. Wonder if she's related to Michael Madsen. But in here we have a car accident I don't. It's basically a character that just doesn't want to deal with life anymore, doesn't want to deal with his work or anything like that, gets in a car accident, basically says, screw it, I'm done, and goes through a series of events trying to change his life. And there's things that, of course, won't let him because of the storylines. But then we got Exterminator by Brian Azzarello, David Lapham, and Nick Filardi. This one, you get a kid that applies for a job, doesn't realize what kind of job he's applying for, thinks it's Exterminator, I think, but it gets a little deeper in there because there's certain types of zombified kind of dead type humans living in a basement that he's got to deal with extermination on, and something happens to him because of it. Uh, then we got Heaven is a Rounded Diamond by Christopher Cantwell, Peter Krause, and Ellie Wright. And this one is kind of a story like, oh, what's the movie? The Outfield, where all the ghosts come from the fields and stuff. But anyways, this character's big on baseball, ends up doing something that gets him in prison. They find out there's a baseball diamond in the prison. They play baseball, but he keeps seeing these ghostly characters, and because of that, he gets a little ghostly himself. And yeah, it was an interesting story. Okay, I was wondering where this one started. And then our final story is The Rats of Ash Street by Michael W. Conrad, Christopher Mitten, Francesco Segala, and Sabrina Del Grosso. And these are EC Comics. They're putting these out. But yeah, our character kind of has problems with her husband and ends up basically torturing him, turning on him, and along with that, using the rats in a certain manner, and then the rats have their own little plans. But yeah, it was an interesting one. Now I know we're up to issue 9 of that. I think I might have issue 10 coming, but I think I finally gave up on it because I wasn't enjoying those as much as the other EC comic stories, which I wish the Cruel World, I think it was, would have went longer. But next up, we got Geiger Comics number 10. This is by G.F. Johns, Gary Frank, Brad Anderson, Rob Lay, and of course Post Machine. But in this one, we get to go back in time and see a little bit more about the family before the whole nuclear fallout 25 years later. And then we jump to present time, and we get to see that our characters are again dealing with people that they're coming across, and then they're also giving away information about places that they've been. So I have a feeling something's going to happen with the people that they send to the places they've been, and it'll take them. We'll end up falling back into that storyline also in here. But it's nice seeing that we're finally getting the crossover with Junkyard Joe, which we've been waiting on for a while now. And yeah, this was a fun one. I really love that series. That's one I could stick with for a really long time. But I think it's coming up to a close, or at least an end point for now. But we'll see what happens. All right, Hello Darkness. I think we got issue 6, 7, and 8 here. Of course, all Jenny Friesen covers. And we got The Christmas Log, written by Steve Orlando, illustrated by Adam Gorham, colors by Francesco Segala and Gloria Martinelli, and letters by Lucas Gantoni. This one gives us a historical event about a Christmas log, the memories. Uh, I'm trying to think of who this guy is that's tied up, but yeah, I don't remember that story. I know he's torturing someone, and it's someone that has to do with his childhood, because they go back in time with memories of things in their childhood and what this person did, and he was a bully that he had to deal with, and now he's paying him back and has him trapped in his basement or his mother's basement. But yeah, don't fully remember that one. I remember parts of it, but must not have pulled me in that well. Hello Darkness is another one that I would have dropped off if it wasn't for the Jenny Friesen covers. Got Into the Mines by Justina Ireland, Valentine Delandro, Marisa Louise, and Taylor Esposito. And this one, that would be a good page to show. And they do have some fun pinups in here. But we got Into the Mines, where we got a couple escapees. They're trying to get away, and they end up going deep into a mine. And this mine ends up having, I'm not going to give it away, but it's got something dangerous deep inside it that they're going to find out when they go digging around where they don't belong. And then we got I Can't Take You Anywhere by Robert Hack. Or do we have, I was thinking this. No, this one's Aisling Drowned by Sas Milledge. Uh, we get to see kind of a water banshee type event going on, kind of in the feel of a siren storyline with a girl that's obsessed with water, and I can't remember if she is a apparition or not. But yeah, you get that siren feeling from that storyline. To see people not believing what she's telling them, and how she tries to stop things, and people are completely against it. Uh, I Can't Take You Anywhere. Those hack stories are. I don't want to show that because they're only one page, like kind of like newspaper shorts. Then we get The War Part 6, which is done by Garth Ennis, Becky Cloonan, Tamara Von Villen, Pat Brosseau, and Bryce Carlson. And the story's getting deeper with our characters that are locking themselves in a house, trying to stay away from the radiation, from the bombs falling, and people are getting sick of being cooped up and start getting antsy and do stupid things, of course, when they should be behaving themselves and keeping themselves from the radiation as much as possible. But you're not going to be able to keep the radiation out unless you're in a completely sealed environment, and you're not going to sit in the house for 10, 20, 30 years waiting for the fallout to go away. We got Love by Ethan S. Parker and Griffin Sheridan, Edison Neo, Raul Angulu, and Hassan Otsmane Elau. Get kind of get a creepy Cupid baby child horror story in this one. As you can see, our character's got some weird baby mask on, has some wings. He's a really big fella and goes around basically spreading the love. Then we get another Robert Hack single pager, but I'm not going to show those because they'll give it all away. And then we jump. Well, we have a name on that page. Jump to Evermore by David Hazen, Stefano Nessi, Marissa Louise, and Lucas Catoni. And in this story, we got a character that's trying to identify himself to another guy, and there's been a time difference, and we have jealousy going on and issues with a guy trying to get on a dating program and ends up matching with someone that may be a little too good for him, but he ends up coming across uh, one lady that's a little crazy during the whole dating thing and kind of becomes a power stalker to him. Then we got Words in the Smoke by Maria Lovett and David Marlowe, looks like, or Marlotti. But in this one, it's kind of about, you've seen the people that, or heard about people that will write notes and then burn them and believe that the power of burning them and prayer and all that will send the note to a loved one that's passed and all that stuff. And she ends up coming across the character that is not what he seems. And a lot of relationship stuff in this one. Uh, Definitely must have came out around February. And then we got Excision by Chris Gooch, Ellie Powell, Roman Stevens, and Becca Carey. Also shows another storyline in the end of this one. But this one, we have a character that has a growth. A growth. And it's kind of taken over his body. And some people are going to try and fix him. And what they find wrong with him ends up being very strange, but it's even stranger when we find out about who's doing stuff to him. Then we got The Booth, written and illustrated by Anna Rund H., lettered by Jeff Eckleberry, edited by David Marriott. And this one I don't remember. It's kind of like a noir, private eye style story. Like he's he's trying to find a missing person and gets obsessed with it, starts seeing things, and all of a sudden the things start coming to him. And then this one was, okay, that, did I show that cover? I don't know if I did or not. I totally forgot that that was a nude cover, but I think I did show it. So, oops. Then we got number 8, 6, 7, 8. I thought I said 9 earlier. I could be wrong. We got Stealth by Marguerite Bennett, Luana Vecchio, Jody Troutman, and in this story, we got a relationship going on to start our story with a couple making out and a guy not wanting to wear a condom and does some stuff to avoid it and ends up feeling life in a completely different manner. It's really hard not to give away these stories because they're only a few pages long. Hard not to over tease them. We got Something is Killing the Children. A Monster Hunter Walks into a Bar, Part 4 by James Tinian IV, Werther Della Miguel Muerto, and World Design. This takes us deeper into our kind of alien takeover style story. You find out that people have certain issues and visions and all that that others may be questioning them about, but yeah, they're trying to deal with their life surrounding them just falling apart. But then we got You Can't Cheat 10,000 Hours by Jordan Thomas, Shaky Kane, and Becca Carey. I don't remember what this one was about either. Geez, did I even read these? I mean, it's something with an artist and putting her soul into her work and possibly taking from other people's lives to give her inspiration. And then we got I Can't Take You Anywhere by Robert Hack, which is a single pager. Again, which I don't want to give that away. And then we hop back into the war part 6 or 7 or whatever it is. But just getting further along. I love that single page pinup too. Aliens checking out the baby. There's something in your belly. Let me help you with that. But the war, just the story just keeps getting deeper and deeper. The whole after the bombs fell and all the stuff they're dealing with, trying to find where they're gonna go, how they're gonna escape it, and all that. But I don't know. Wasn't really grabbing me. The little continuation stories and stuff, obviously, they didn't grab me enough for me to remember half the stories, what was going on. That's why it's like I would have gladly jumped off Hello Darkness if it wasn't for the Jenny Frison covers, but we will see. There's only a couple issues left. 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 issues left. So, see if I can make it all the way through it. Then I have I Hate Fairyland number 19. This is Happy Endgame, part 4 of 5. I get the B cover, the book Fairyland cover, but we see where, I mean, last issue, Gert went to Dorothy and asked her for help. But Dorothy's like, no, I'm not playing that stuff anymore. I'm not going to go to other realms, other worlds, and deal with all that. But then she thinks about it for a while, and she kind of feels bad and feels like she should help out Gert, because Gert's been where all these fairy tale people have been, and while that's going on, Gert's already dealing with all the baddies that are coming after her, and the clan that she does have put together helps her out, but they're not as helpful as she would hope, and a lot of them lose their lives throughout these battles, and we get to see. I'm not going to give away the imagery of who it is, but we do get to see our uh, Dorothy character from The Wizard of Oz picking up Toto and going off to find some others to come and help Gert. And it's really fun where the story's going. I'm curious how long, if it's going to end this volume after this event. Uh, but it always keeps going on no matter what. I think I am going to end that there and then do a second video with the rest of the stack. There's no way that otherwise I'll have a hour long video, and I don't really want to put you through that when I'm struggling to remember what the stories are about. I need to review this stuff quicker and not let the pile up. But yeah, keep following Under the Cult of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Check out Crimson Cult Comic Club for our group podcast. And we will get back with more of these soon. All right. Thanks. Bye.